Hey there, what's up? Lee Tauchen here with Today's Angler. And I don't know how, I don't know why, but somehow I've managed to get a hold of the new Shimano Curado DC 150. That is right. Winner of Best Freshwater Reel at ICAST, I believe. I don't know, I didn't go there, I was actually fishing. But at any rate, I'm certainly intrigued with this reel to have a digitally controlled reel at this price point of $250. But I gotta be honest, I'm really skeptical in the sense I am old school. If you take a look at this is my lineup here. I've got going all the way back to the Calcutta 200, the old silver. Some of you old dudes like me will remember that. All the way to the Castaic, right there. They only made that with the flipping bar Instagauge for a few years. So these reels are literally over 20 years old, and yes, I've been using them for that long. They have served me unbelievable. So, you know, a new reel comes out, do I really need it? I don't know, but we're gonna definitely give this thing a try, see what it's got to offer. So before we start casting this bad boy, let's take a look at some of the features. First of all, let's look at the size of this reel. I'm just gonna pop it off the rod quick, just to give you an idea. Look how small and tiny this little thing is. Now keep in mind, I do have the world's smallest hands. I'm the guy in the Burger King Whopper commercial that doesn't want to hold the Whopper because his hands are too small. So right away you can see the overall profile of this reel is miniature, 150 size. I've got this thing spooled up with 50-pound braid, and I have definitely got enough line on here, even for as long as this thing is gonna cast. Okay, well first off, let's start with the handles. One of the big problems I've found in less expensive reels is that the handle is weak. You go to just jack that hook set, like especially on a frog like this. I've actually bent handles on hook sets, especially jigging, flipping, whatever. I don't know, the aluminum they use in their handles has always been above everything else I've ever used. So I assume this is probably gonna be the same. Typically, you know, we just got the same star drag we've always had. That's pretty normal. Cast control, boom, boom. One thing, a note on the casting control that the guys have told me about this reel is that you want to have it where your lure actually will not fall when you press the button. So backing it off, okay, now it's falling, go a little tighter than that. That's what they tell me. We'll see if they're correct on that. As you can see here, this is the gearbox, which obviously extends down from the reel. A lot of the new low profile reels, that's probably one of the major differences between old school and new school, is instead of making the whole reel big, they make the side big just where the gears are encapsulated like that. Obviously standard free spool, feels super tight, clicks in nice, it's got a nice hard click. Another problem with some of the old cheaper reels, thumb bar doesn't like to come up. I bet that will not happen here. Okay, now this is the money shot of the reel, right here. This little doohickey here, this is going to adjust your braking system. DC, for those of you that do not know that term, it's digitally controlled. And what that is gonna do for you is monitor your spool speed at 1,000 times per second. Thumbs, no, they don't work 1,000 times per second. Technically speaking, this should be better. We're gonna have to find out. So the first setting on this reel is the open setting, which would of course allow you to take the side plate off, which of course if you were servicing the reel, oiling the reel, you should probably let Shimano do that anyway, or you know, somebody reputable that knows what they're doing. So never mind that setting. Let's just go to setting 1. And basically we have settings of 1 through 4, and what those do is change how fast your spool will revolve. Okay, so if you want to do a long distance casting, setting 1 is the lightest setting, and obviously it's going to go up to 4 from there. The guys tell me about this reel. You can set the thing on 4 and pretty much mash the bait, throwing it into a brick wall, and the thing will just stop. I don't know if we're going to try that. There's no brick walls here, but you know what? We're going to give it a couple tests here and see what happens. All right. Well, let's just give this thing a whirl. We got it on setting number 1, which is the long distance cast. Let's see what happens. I'm not even gonna thumb the thing at all. Huh. Wow, that's pretty far. I did not give it all my speed, all my power. No backlash, no nothing. I could definitely throw harder and farther. And like I said, I got 50-pound braid. I've got just a standard frog on here just to give you an idea of what I'm casting. And that is on a 7.5-foot flipping stick. Let's give her another wing. Nothing. Nothing. This is exactly what happens when you are really trying to do something important. We're like the only boat for miles out here. All of a sudden the boat wings on in and we cannot even do this. That is where I'm casting. That is where they're going to anchor up and probably chuck out a couple of bobbers. You can't blame them. It's a nice day. I get it. Anyway, we'll just go with it. Yeah, maybe we'll learn something, see what they're catching. Okay, so anyhow, moving along. We're still on setting number 1. I just really want to see what I can get for distance on this thing. Saw a nice fish jump there earlier. Let's see if I can get in there. Here we go. Ooh, I'm right where that fish splashed earlier. Come on. Come on. All right, so now check this out. Just got a little breeze starting to come up. You're going to be throwing something in the wind a little bit. Let's go to setting number 2, and now we're going to fire it directly into the wind and see what we got there. Never touched the spool. I see a problem developing here. I only have one of these things. That could be bad. Okay, that worked pretty awesome. Let's go to setting number 3, which I'm assuming, like if you were throwing a spinnerbait into a big headwind or something like that. We'll just kind of see what it does. Obviously, I don't have a spinnerbait or a big headwind, but we'll just see what it feels like. Nothing. I mean, the thing just does not, I mean, if you have half a clue how to cast, it's not backlashing whatsoever. Give that one more try. Just, I don't know, a little sidearm. Pretty impressive. All right, let's just check out setting number 4. From what I've been told, basically, that's if you're skipping docks. That's probably the number 1 instance that you'd want to use setting 4, I'm guessing. This is obviously not a flipping stick's not really a sidearm, you know, skip and dock rod, but you know, I didn't skip it all, but I just wanted to take it easy the first cast. I don't know, it skipped. I got nothing, no loops. See if I can skip it a couple more times here. Kind of a long distance skip, nothing going on. All right, so we tried the skipping cast on 4. Let's try the long cast, see how much break is actually putting out. Wow, obviously not very far, but you know what? That's not what you want when you're on setting 4. You're typically fishing more tight quarters. Now that we've given this thing a few casts, we kind of understand how it's basically working. You may have noticed I have a leader on my frog. Why would I have something like that? Well, it's a little surprise for you. Let's go do a real world test of this reel and see what the heck it really does. Got him. Look at that. That is what we're looking for. Well, you're not fighting much, are you? Officially, the Curado DC-150 is Dogfish Tough approved. Look at that. Any reel that could handle the grunt of a dog, it's gotta be rock solid. Whoa, now you're gonna fight. Yeah, just take the net in, why don't you? All right, there you have it. The first real world test on the new Curado DC-150 computer operated reel. I gotta tell you, it operated flawlessly. Cast like a freaking rocket, and Didn't even have to think about your thumb. That was the hardest part actually with the reel, is not thumbing the spool. Let's get this doggy back. I bet you thought we were gonna bass fish. Negative. All right. We hope we were able to give you a little insight on the new reel. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you on the next dog hunt.